Okay, so before I hop up top, I just have to say no and no. This is not good. See this? Let me focus. And it's separating all the way around. All the way around. I can put my keys in there if I took them off my hip, but you get the point. You can climb out here and see this yourself. Anywhere where you can stick your finger in, water can get in. So I say that primarily because if you're going to have work done, you should definitely take care of this. See this? This is the perimeter. Now, this within itself, no and no. Aluminum coating can never, ever, 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 ever be put on granulated material, and here's the reason why. It breaks down the chemical compounds of the material and does this. It literally is like pouring salt on a slug. It accelerates the deterioration of the material. If I was you, I would reflash this whole thing and get on elastomeric on this thick. Don't spread it. Elastomeric's cheaper than putting a new one on. There's nothing wrong structurally, so I wouldn't tear it off. But you have all these air bubbles. If you walk out here through this window, you'll hear all these air bubbles. What that is where the material is splitting, and then water gets underneath, the sun comes out, dries up the water, turns it into a gas. The gas pushes up on the material expands, the water evaporates, and the material stays up. Not a big deal, but when it does it enough, you see what happens. It starts to crack and split. But that's not why I'm here. But somebody should say something about it. This, you gotta go latex and get rid of the latex caulking. You need silicone caulking around all this stain. It's tattletale signs. The water staying in there. This, just be super friendly with some tapping. Get rid of this stuff. I know that they sell this as waterproof. It's not. It's good for a year or two. Then it does this. And then what winds up happening is you're actually trapping water. You need some mortar mix in here. There should be a lintel across there, but it looks like you just need some work. You can buy the mortar mix flex tube stuff at Home Depot. You can do that yourself. The caulk gun. But yeah, I would definitely expand the capping on this and then seal the crap out of the whole thing with some silicone. All right, let me get up top. All right, so now we're up top. And unfortunately, you coated the top like you coated the rear. Somebody did. Probably with the best of intentions. Same thing. Flashing a shot. See that? Compared to my sausage fingers. Water's getting in there. I'll tell you what I tell everybody else. Same thing. Look at these air pockets. Oof. Let me bring their focus. You see that bubble in relation? Here, let me turn it sideways. Yeah, this shot, sorry. Oof. I really want to be careful stepping on these bubbles that I don't just help them burst. Your flashing's gone. Oh. So here's where your water's coming in from. Probably doesn't come in all the time. Every once in a while. Just, I can stick my whole, and I got fat fingers in there. Here's my hand for comparison. It's kind of like a baseball mitt. But the flashing shot. At the very least, what I would beg you to consider is that the water that's coming in right about here. Oh God, look at this. Oof. This is what I was telling you about down below. Watch this. So, oof. See this guy over here? Oof, that's the way to go. White granulated rubber. It'll last you forever. But don't coat it, and don't use the cheap stuff. Otherwise you wind up with a whole bunch of sand. Not all roofing materials created the same. You want GAF or Firestone. That being aside, take a look at how big you are here. There's your leak. Water comes in. Water does what it does. I'm sure you've seen a river or a creek before. Water is winding, finds a path, drops in. They're called flat roofs, but as you can see, they all slope downward. That's why your opening is there, but your water entry is back here. Side of it. Yeah, so what? It's 13 with the overlap is 14. Yeah, so bird's eye view. What's going on in the top corner is going on everywhere. You have this horrible accident most people don't know about. The aluminum coating accelerating the aging. The chemical compounds in the aluminum coating and the adhesive that they use to put the granulated material onto these rolls do not interact well. Literally, the aluminum coating then starts to break down the material. But this is all stuff that you can see. If you, brought that little ladder up top. But yeah, this is your problem right here. And then I would reflash this and put capping across the top. Really, if it was up to me, what I would tell you is come up here, slice all these ridges and bubbles out to stop the expansion. Where I walk, I don't want to make your problem worse. So you're taking on water. The fact that you can't see yet is probably due to the insulation. But what I try to tell people is years before you have a leak, you have stuff that looks like this. It then goes through this layer, then whatever's underneath, then the wood, then the insulation, then the plaster or sheetrock, whatever your ceiling's made out of, and then you see the leak. So this has been a problem for a while. But yeah, if it was up to me, I'd say cut all this out, base it, put new white granulated Firestone 180 down on top of this. I would say to do the same thing back there. But then again, money does not grow on trees. So, oh yeah, and you got to do something about this window. You got to get a break. Don't buy the crap from Home Depot. It doesn't work. All right.